Welcome back to another video, guys. I'm here in the most amazing place. This is Lingyan Temple in Shandong province, just south of the city of Jinan.
Situated close to China's holiest of holy mountains, Mount Tai, a number of vast Buddhist temples sprung up in this area. Lingyan Temple was first established way back in the 4th century, and during the Tang and Song dynasties, 1,000 and something years ago, it was one of the most important temples in all of China.
So behind me, this is the Thousand Buddha Hall. It's Song Dynasty. It's one of the most amazing buildings I've ever seen inside. Let's have a look.
The main hall interior contains a great number of sculptures, including 40 life-size arhats. These are of particular value in China, as 27 of them date back to the Song dynasty. Very few sculptures of this age and in this quantity can be found anywhere in China. The remaining sculptures date from the Ming dynasty. The building itself is a beauty. The stone platform and foundations are of the Song dynasty, with a lot of the woodwork dating to the Ming dynasty. An explore up a staircase to the back of the hall allows you to walk around a raised walkway, giving you a really close-up view of the roof sculptures and tiles.
So we're heading towards what this temple is perhaps most famous for today, and that is its many pagodas, ranging from the Tang dynasty all the way through to the Qing dynasty. It has a pretty large pagoda forest, this place. I'm quite excited. I'm really excited. So the main standout feature of the whole temple is the Pagoda, which is just behind me. It was built in 1044 in the Song dynasty. It's about 57 meters high. It's an absolute beauty. I just did my circumambulation with a monk who was telling me all about the temple. He showed me around a lot, actually. He's quite an interesting guy. What an amazing place. What an amazing place.
When you first arrive at the temple, it is this 54-meter high pagoda which stands out against its beautiful mountain backdrop. The Pagoda is Northern Song dynasty and dates to around 1044 during Emperor Renzong's long reign. This pagoda is a work of art. Covered in carvings and in this gorgeous setting, it ranks highly amongst all of the pagodas I've visited thus far. The base is carved with reliefs depicting the afterlife and the great 3rd century Indian patron of Buddhism, Asoka. Hundreds of pagodas in this place, so a quick break just to show you how much I'm geeking out on this pagoda mission and a way to help you follow the journey and maybe get some trip ideas. The link to my pagoda map is in the video description and is even colour-coded for different dynasties. Yep, I am a nerd. You can check their locations and see a bit of info and a link to the connected YouTube video. All photos taken by your British guide through China's history. Hope you enjoy.
Not the easiest of places to get to this. It's not that far out of the city of Jinan, which is the capital city of Shandong province, but it's kind of between here and Tai'an, the city at the bottom of Taishan. I took the subway in Jinan to the very end of the line and then took a DD, like a taxi kind of car thing, and it cost about another 60 RMB. Getting out of here, no idea. It's really in the mountains. So I did ask my monk friend, and he said if you walk a bit further down, there's like a little village, you might be able to get some kind of a car. So anyway, hopefully you can get out of here. But glad I made the effort. It is full of treasures, this place. Full of treasures. Unbelievable. And speaking of treasures, look at this. This is a Huichong funerary pagoda. It was built in the 8th century. 8th century, it's old. For a prominent monk who lived in the temple called Huichong. Absolutely spectacular. This kind of 4-sided pagoda, there are not many of them in China. Only very old ones are like this. There's one nearby called the 4-door pagoda, just in the mountains south of Jinan, which is the 2nd oldest pagoda anywhere in China, and I'll be visiting there a little bit later. this temple has been on my travel radar for quite a while. Oh God, I'm so glad I made the effort. It's like no other temple I've ever been to. I really mean that. In anywhere in China, you know. It's so full of history. It's so full of history.
Huichong Pagoda is one of a number of Tang Dynasty pagodas in the mountains around Jinan. The others we shall see in the following video. The sturdy-looking structure stands alone in a wooded area of the temple and acts as a gateway to the most amazing thing here.
Now, probably the most important treasure of this whole monastery is this, the Pagoda Forest, which is just attached to it. There are pagodas here from, well, I read from the Tang Dynasty all the way through to the Qing Dynasty, which is, you know, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of years worth of Chinese history there. However, my monk friend told me that the main funerary pagoda in the middle, which I'll show you later, is actually Northern Wei Dynasty, which makes it even earlier. If that's true, it makes it one of the oldest pagodas anywhere in China. Let's have a look.
The Pagoda Forest is the second largest in China after the Shaolin Temple's Pagoda Forest. However, where the Shaolin Temple is famous for containing the most, here at Lingyan Temple it is famed for containing the highest quality art and carving.
So there are multiple different style pagodas. Many of them have this, they're called bell pagodas. They have this bell shape in the middle of them. Also, you can see the one just behind is of a similar shape. And some others are more like a pot shape in the middle there, which is also, there's quite a lot of similar style to that.
As well as bell and pot-shaped pagodas, other styles include square steely pagodas, Tibetan Buddhist-style towers, and four-sided funerary pagodas. Due to the great number of centuries of history and no two pagodas being the same, this is a place of great historical importance in China, and as yet is still barely visited. Make the trip before it gets busy.
So there we are, this is Northern Wei Dynasty, which makes it the oldest pagoda here by a long way. The two pagodas either side are very different in style, a lot of Indian influence. Well, you're gorgeous. I know. So how do I count this on the pagoda list? Well, I think that the Pagoda Forest, is 167 pagodas here. I'm going to count it as one. And the Huichong Pagoda is 2, and the Pagoda Pagoda is 3. So, you know, 169 pagodas altogether. But I can't add them all until this, can I? That'd be impossible. Anyway, this pagoda hunting game is my game. So I'm making the rules. What an amazing place. I'm going to say it, and I mean it. Best temple I've ever been to in China. By a long way, you know? Obviously the Pagoda Forest, spectacular. The main pagoda, the Pagoda Pagoda, is just a thing of absolute beauty. Song Dynasty, it's old, you know? So much history here, just everywhere. Look, look, look. More. It's a very uncommon thing, this, what we call a Pagoda Forest. Obviously there's a very famous one in the Shaolin Temple, which is the largest pagoda forest anywhere in China. But there are not many of them, and this is obviously not a very visited place. It's a little bit out there. As an experience, if I was going to say go to the Shaolin Temple or come here, there is no question in my mind what I would tell you to do. If you're looking for something truly remarkable in this beautiful setting in the mountains, what a place to visit. Now on top of the pagodas you've also got a Song Dynasty building. The main hall is spectacular, and inside the, you know, you got the figures of the arhats, which are also, some of them are Song Dynasty and some of them are Ming Dynasty, but again, really, really uncommon to see that kind of thing anywhere, you know. Few and far between. If you're in big cities in China, like big city centres, temples tend to be full of quite new things, have old histories, but are relatively new. You've got to get out there a little bit in China, you know, to find that real history. You've got to take some journeys. But don't worry about it, you don't need to actually. I'll do it for you, you know. Anyway, I think it's the best temple I've ever visited in China. If you disagree, or you have another recommendation of something which you think is better, please let me know. I will go and check it out. If you're in Shandong near Jinan or near Taishan, make the journey. It will not disappoint, I promise you. Spectacular place. Right, until the next video. See you later. Take care and bye bye.